Interest in the electronic properties of crystal is not confined to a band of skull enthusiasts. NASA scientists have been experimenting with crystals for decades, trying to discover new ways to build high-speed semiconductors. NASA wanted uncontaminated crystals, and the best place to grow them is in zero gravity. But there may be a darker side to these tests.
There are things government deems so dangerous, it will not reveal them under pain of whatever.
Richard C. Hoagland is a writer, researcher, and former NASA consultant. He sees a link between these NASA experiments and the tests performed on the Mitchell-Hedges skull at the Hewlett-Packard Labs.
The optical properties of Mitchell-Hedges indicate that someone was giving us clues that there's complexity here. It appears to me, from my reading of the analysis, that it was literally synthesized, fused together in a process that would have required zero gravity and maybe the deliberate growing of the crystals.
The question Hoagland and others are asking is what kind of advanced civilization was capable of designing and carving a crystal skull?
When it comes to crystal skulls, you get as many opinions as you have people. You know, everybody has their own opinion.
Bill Holman's opinions come from the source. He met Anna Mitchell-Hedges in 1981, and despite a 30-year age difference, the two were married in the late 1990s. As he got to know Anna, Holman grew transfixed by the story she told about her famous father.
And we arrived in Belize, and we went into the jungle, which was very difficult. And we arrived near Lubantun, and my father stumbled on a stone there, and he shouted to the world, "We can't be very far from this lost city."
What inspires me about Mitchell-Hedges is, in this day and age, there's no real heroes, okay? Mitchell-Hedges, Anna Mitchell-Hedges, they are my hero. You know, they're someone that you can look up to for something they've done in their life that they believed in, and they gave their whole self for it.
Over the years, Anna shared many of her most guarded secrets with Bill, stories hinting at the unfinished business her father left behind. Anna handed Bill original documents, never-before-seen photographs, and hand-drawn maps, all pointing to the location of buried treasure still languishing in the ruins of faraway places. And then, before she died in 2007, Anna handed Bill her most prized possession, the crystal skull.
You know, at first, I wasn't really sure what to do, but it seems like it's something that comes through you and takes over you.
The Mitchell-Hedges crystal skull is the most powerful skull that we have available at this moment in time.
Dr. Jaap van Etten is an author and crystallographer. He spent a considerable amount of time working with the Mitchell-Hedges skull and many others.
And it is, for most people, very clear that at the moment you carve a crystal into a skull, something happens. And that something is defined as the energy of the crystal is moving in frequency.
Van Etten believes he knows the ultimate source for the crystal skulls. According to his incredible theory, aliens place the skulls directly on the intersections of what are called vortex lines, areas of the Earth where powerful gravitational energy exists. These so-called hotspots include the sites of the Great Pyramid in Egypt and Stonehenge in England. Van Etten believes the crystal skulls were deposited around the globe, from Denmark and France to Turkey, on to China, Japan, over to Hawaii and the western United States. And then the crystal skulls were scattered, lost for thousands of years, until a few were discovered in the last century by Mitchell-Hedges and others.
The legend also says that by the time that we are ready to really access that information, we will be at a certain point of our evolution, and many people believe that this is the time frame that we are in now.
The crystal skull legends point to an upcoming date, one set by the intricate and amazingly accurate Mayan calendar. It's a time when the world may come to an end. The date is December 21st, 2012.
Many people believe that 2012 signifies cataclysm.
John Major Jenkins is an expert of the Mayan calendar and the 2012 phenomenon. He is convinced the crystal skulls will be activated on that day, and they may prevent an apocalypse.
The legend goes that the crystal skulls are reunited at the end of the cycle. We have to remember that skulls were symbols of death, and death is the portal to the other world.
It's kind of a twofold thing, that humanity will awaken to the problems it's creating. And it's a time of warning also that if we continue on our current path, we will end up as skulls ourselves.
That means the clock is ticking. All of the original 13 crystal skulls must be found and in place before 2012. Bands of crystal skull believers are gathering. Skull experts are researching, measuring, and in the most unexpected places, people are focusing intense energies on the crystal skulls. Staring into a crystal skull is fine for some people, but Bill Holman is a man of action. Along with his son Brett, Holman runs one of the top karate schools in the country. He's an 8th degree grandmaster.
Karate, to me, it's a way of, setting your goals. You want something, and you see what it is, and you take the steps it takes to get there.
And the steps Bill Holman is going to take to find a crystal skull will be difficult ones. There are 13 crystal skulls in the legend. By most accounts, 8 of them have been found. 5 are still missing. No one on Earth has more of an inside track on where to find the others. He's got the records. He's got accurate photographs. He's even got a map. And with Sci-Fi Channel's help, he's got a plan worthy of his late father-in-law, F.A. Mitchell Hedges.
We're going to Belize. We're going to be looking for crystal skulls. According to the Mayan legend, there's still a number of crystal skulls down there.
Still ahead, a grueling hike leads to the unexpected. Have we stumbled on the remains of Atlantis?
This changes our notions of history and civilization.
Also ahead, why some think the government isn't telling us about the connections between the skulls and extraterrestrials.
Is it possible that the folks at Area 51 figured out how to talk to this thing?
But first, a dangerous voyage, upriver and into forbidding territory, tracking down the remaining skulls before a Mayan calendar doomsday.
When that time arrived, the skulls would be vital to the survival of the human race.
When Mystery of the Crystal Skulls continues.